are numerous people that have inspired my career success. Many of those people can be attributed to the nursing profession. Many of them include my former professors, such as Elizabeth Edwards, Julie Abelard, Jen Selfie, Heather Kilty. These are just to name a few of the professors that helped to inspire me of exemplary nursing practice. They helped me to understand who and what I would like to do as a nurse. Some of these other people that inspire my success are professional organizations such as RNAO, the Palliative Care Nurses Interest Group, both the Canadian Hospice Palliative Care Nursing Interest Group, CHPCA. All of these help me to strive for advocacy in our field, and they deeply inspire me to continue to do better and to continue to advocate. And then, of course, my family constantly inspires me, and they help to drive me and support me, always telling me that there's nothing that I can't do. And definitely my husband, Colin Mortley, has been a huge inspiration to me because he's constantly supporting me every time I sign up for something new or offer to sit on a board or volunteer or do something with the community to try and support it. He's constantly supporting me and always being my grounding and my soft landing space. So these are just some of the people that inspire me, as well as the colleagues that I work with in hospice. I really couldn't do this without them. I'm so fortunate to be part of the hospice palliative care community and work within a hospice with amazing staff and amazing humans. So to you, I thank you. Some of the personal attributes that have helped contribute to my success are honesty, integrity, kindness, and compassion. I also really advocate for people to take lots of notes and ask lots of questions. If you don't understand something, ask questions. It will help you to understand, and if you're thinking of the question, somebody else probably is too. I try to be open and receptive to information, as well as constructive criticisms, because if somebody is seeing an error in a way, then there's probably an opportunity to correct it. And kindness. I deeply value kindness as part of my philosophy in my personal life and in my professional life, and I think if you have the opportunity to remain kind and try to support others, especially those that are in vulnerable situations, I think you can't go wrong. So I've been fortunate enough to be privy to numerous heartwarming and amazing experiences providing care. And unfortunately, many of these stories I am unable to share with others because I want to maintain confidentiality, as well as I want to honor and respect the patients and their families. But those moments will always stick with me, and I will carry them into my practice and with me probably until the day that I die. One of the stories that I can tell you is from my own personal experience when my mom had a heart attack when she was 50 years old. And I had to perform CPR on her in her room. And I was just going into my second year of nursing school. And it will always stick with me, the experience, not because of the CPR, but because of the after effects. So when my mom was in hospital, I remember sitting beside her while she was intubated and in an induced coma, and thinking to myself, is this what she would want? Is this something that she would want? And I didn't know. And I think those moments are extraordinarily valuable because in my experience, we spend a great deal of time in healthcare trying to advocate for advanced care planning. And this is a perfect opportunity to have an opportunity to talk about that, because I think advanced care planning is such an essential part of who we are, and we need to have the conversations with the most important people to us so they know what to expect and what we hope for and what's meaningful and purposeful within our life. So if I can encourage you to do anything, please start having those conversations with people while you have the opportunity to do so. And because of that experience, I will always have a different, intimate understanding of what those conversations and how challenging they can be. So my dream to become a nurse and to work in palliative care actually began when I was living in New Zealand. I was working in a pub as a bartender, and I decided that I wanted to become a nurse after one of my regular customers, who was a nurse that worked on cruise ships, had suggested to me that I become a nurse. I have the personality for one, I believe is what she said. And I remember laughing in her face, because it was not something I had ever dreamed of doing. It was not something I ever considered doing. I had graduated from fashion design and I was living in another country. But I really started to learn about what palliative care was when I cared for one of my friends over in New Zealand's mother, who was receiving dementia care. And the more I learned about it, the more I started to understand really what it was and how it was really the essence of what good nursing is. It's person-centered care, it's caring for the family, it's advocacy, and all of these things intertwined really started to speak to me. So when I came back, I applied to nursing school and I was rejected the first time because I didn't take math and science in high school. So I ended up taking pre-health at Loyalist College, and then I got my nursing degree and I graduated with honors 4 years later, and I started working in hospice palliative care right away. And I haven't looked back. It's exactly where I wanted to be. My vision for the future, specifically in nursing, is that nurses start to consider hospice palliative care not as a last stop, but as an essential part of care and part of the healthcare system, and that they consider coming into it right away out of school if it is something that's interesting to them, because there are so many opportunities to grow and evolve as a nurse and as a healthcare provider. And I think it's my vision is that everybody has access to equitable and excellent palliative care, regardless of where you live, regardless of your postal code. It shouldn't be a postcode lottery. So first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you to the Niagara region. Thank you to the community that has fostered this amazing sense of camaraderie and support for all of us that are working on the front lines. Those of us that work in healthcare, work in grocery stores, work in the delivery services, all of our essential workers, our cleaners, all of you are helping to make this community stay functioning and stay well and stay safe. And all of you that are staying home, I want to say thank you, because I know it can seem challenging, but it really is for the common good that we're all working together. And I can't thank you enough as a healthcare provider. I think moving forward, hopefully we honor and value some of these really amazing qualities that are starting to come out of such a chaotic time. The things that I'm continually seeing are kindness and compassion and support for one another. And I think these are all qualities that we look for in our community, and we don't always find them, but this is such an amazing time to shine the spotlight on that, where you're supporting one another, where you're picking each other up, where we may not be normally doing that. So I hope that's something that continues to grow and flourish after this crisis, and I really hope that we have a deepened sense of community and camaraderie. I'm so fortunate to be part of this community and to be part of the Niagara region, and I just want to extend my deepest and sincerest thank yous. I feel so humbled by receiving this award, and I did not anticipate it. But please, everyone, stay safe, and please remember, wash your hands.